Hi there.
Hello.
Welcome back, everyone.
Hi, everyone. How's it going?
Hope you're doing well.
Today's a really big day,
Super big.
like a crazy big day.
hmm
It's Bridgerton
Bridgerton time.
Day! Like, not just because we're doing Bridgerton, but also because Bridgerton season 3 just came out today.
Did it come out today?
Yes.
Okay, I thought it had been out for a couple
Yes.
days already.
Which is why we're talking about
Mhm.
romancing Mr. Bridgerton.
The inspiration for season 3.
Well, yes.
I'm so excited for this because I'm gonna be honest. The past couple reviews we did, I wasn't really feeling
Yeah.
it. So literature is once again alive.
Julia Quinn.
Art is not dead. It's gonna be a yappy one for me.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna be
guys, that's
yapping a
why we're
lot.
just going to go right into it. We have a lot of feelings. And I think they're all pretty good.
I actually started watching season 1 like halfway through reading this.
Okay, so that was actually what I was going to ask you first.
Okay.
I'm a girly who loves this kind of stuff.
You went to like the Bridgerton themed ball and everything, right?
Oh yeah, no, I've been so into Bridgerton since day one. Like it has been so my gag. I went to the Bridgerton ball in LA like 2 years ago. You guys, let me just tell you a really quick story about my Bridgerton ball experience.
Okay.
I like walked in and it was so magical. I went with like a bunch of our friends, you know.
Mhm.
I was like, ah! And they were like, they had the thing where you can like bow to the queen, whatever, like present yourself, you know. And we kind of were in there a little bit late, I think. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I walked in. Yeah, no, it really was because of what happened right at the beginning. I walked in, and then this man in a suit walks up to me and goes, "May I have this dance?" And I was like, "What?" And it was like the guy, like he was like because this was for season 2, so it was like the like Antony.
Oh, hold on. Was he like a character performer for it? Or
yes.
was he doing Anthony, or was
No.
he just doing I'm the Viscount?
I'm like the vibe.
Okay.
Of the
all
thing.
right.
He wasn't doing he
I was gonna say, I was like,
He was doing like he was like the guy for the ball. You know what I'm
guy.
saying? Yeah.
He's the guy.
He's the guy. He walks up to me. He's like, "What, dance with me?" And I was like, "What?" And I'm getting hot remembering it. And he like grabbed my hand and like took me in front of the queen. And also, there's like, you guys, there's hundreds of people there.
He chose
Like
you.
there were so many people there. And I also was with a group of like 6 people. And he grabs my hand and he like brings me and he starts dancing with me. And you guys, it was so magical. Like I can't be normal about stuff like this. I am gonna fangirl, and I did then, and I still will now. Even though that was just a guy who, let's be real, we actually have mutual friends with that guy. I found out later because of where we work. Yeah, and I was like, everyone's like, "Yeah, that's so and so," and I was like, "Well, I didn't know him, and he chose me." So period.
Mhm.
So that's my Bridgerton. That shows my love for Bridgerton and how into it I am.
Mhm.
I love it so much.
Nice.
Okay.
My love. No, like nice. Yeah.
Thank you. I've also already read all of them.
You've
I read
already
them all
so
last
this
year.
was a reread for you then. Oh, gotcha. See, I was about halfway through this book when I was like, I guess I might as well watch season 1 just to see what's going on. No, I was like, all right. Well, I didn't want any spoilers or anything. I was like, all right, let's see what this is all about.
The books are very different. Were you gagged?
I was getting so mad watching like in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Just had me banging my head against the table going,
yeah.
No.
So where are you now in the series?
Just finished the first episode of season 2. I already know that spoilers Anthony gets with Kate. I already know that, obviously.
Yeah. But
I'm there for the journey.
And that's the thing with it, like this. I mean, it's kind of like a lot of stuff that we do, where like there's nothing that's going to be super spoilery because like it's always going to end the way you think it's going to end.
I will say, the Lady Whistledown reveal in season 1.
Did it gag you?
Well, I already was told, because I got to there like halfway through the first season. I got to the Penelope reveal and I was like, no way. So it was kind of funny watching it.
Yeah, that is a gag though. Like when I first watched it, I was
the little hood take off at the end, just like dun dun. I was like,
and that's where the books very much differ from the shows in that way. Like in the books, you don't find out until this book, which this is the
3rd, right?
4th book.
Which
Benedict comes first in the books, but they skipped Benedict and went straight to them because they were already like a thing for a little bit. So they were like, okay, let's just do that and we'll do his in a minute. Because they're like, how long can we sit and wait for this to happen? You know what I mean? But anyways, you're on I love season 2.
I just started it and I'm very excited for it.
And you guys, I've already watched the 4 episodes that Netflix released of season 3. I've already watched. They came out literally at midnight.
I was awake for that.
Guys, I'm not the same person I was 24 hours ago. Okay, so like we said, this is going to be a yappy one. So, okay, let me just tell another story.
Okay.
So, this is more about the show because we'll get into the book, but this is about the show. Okay, so season 2 of Bridgerton. I have my best friend. I'm not going to spill their whole tea, but when they watched season 2, it like weirdly like broke open something in them, and they like had like a crazy emotional release with season 2. You're not there yet, but there's like a really like I don't want to say it, but there's like a really beautiful moment between Anthony and his mother. I'll just leave it there.
Okay.
And it's like super beautiful, and like walls come down, and one of my best friends who like would struggle with not letting people in, like somehow this like really got into him, and it like broke him open into a million pieces, and like kind of low-key changed his life, which sounds so dramatic because it's literally a Netflix television show. However, it's just always been a thing that like his life has been different after season 2 of Bridgerton. You know what I mean? And so this whole time, like leading up to season 3, I'm like, oh my God, I just know so hard that season 3 is going to be that for me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm going to cry. Like I was watching it and I was like, like, you know, when there's just like things that you watch and read and you're like, oh my God, this is affecting me in a way that is so like so different. And it's Bridgerton. It's like silly, funny, goofy vibes. But I think that's something that Bridgerton does so well. The television show, because the books are super fun and like flirty and romantic and whatever, but they're very much just about.
I will say I enjoyed the second half of reading this so much more after I had like faces to all the characters from the show and like the vibe that they would be delivering all their lines with. So the show really enhanced it.
The show, I think the show enhances almost every aspect of it because
playing Taylor Swift and period music. So yeah.
Well, and like Ariana Grande, like how are you not living?
I kind of thought that was so funny.
It's so good.
Like,
it's so good.
In My Blood by Shawn Mendes.
I know. Like
turn on captions.
I think that's something that the show just it's so Shonda Rhimes is literally a genius. Like she is so incredible, and the way that they just do everything. And I feel like I don't want to. I don't know. It's meaning a lot to me. Okay, like a lot. And as someone, not to get vulnerable, but as someone who like struggles like romantically, it's like I feel so seen by her, and I feel so like represented in a way. I mean, like I'm just a little white girl from California, like relax girly, but like I feel so like seen and heard as like the wallflower. I'm like, oh, like we can have our time too. And especially in the book when they're like, she's 28, you old maid at 28. Guys, guess how old I am? I'm 28. And so it's just hitting me kind of at a weird spot.
No dowry, no proposal.
Nothing.
You keep twisting this knife the entire episode.
Thank you.
You're widowy Penelope.
No, and it's just like, oh man. And like the reading and all of it. I just am feeling, I can feel it doing to me what it did to my bestie, which I told him, I was like, I know that this is going to do for me what it did for you. And like all day I've been kind of in an emotional tizzy because of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like in the best, like I'm just so happy and I love it so much. Why are you giggling?
You're just so into it. I love it.
You guys, I'm so into it. I'm like hot and like sweaty because I'm like, you know what I mean? I'll say more, but let's get more into it.
Okay. So
now this is back to the book.
This was my first Bridgerton book that I've read. I might go back and read the other ones, or I might just watch the show. Very excited.
Like I said, the show is better in terms of it's more of an ensemble, and there you get so much more in everything.
Yeah. So
I think when you watch it first and then you read it, you're like, oh, but I'm missing this, and this, and this. You know what I mean? So that's just what I will say.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. As the two like against each other.
Well.
Just a little flex. Okay. Well. Yeah. Take it. You start because I need to recover from.
Sorry, I lost my notes. I'll start the yapping then.
Start. I've been yapping for 10 minutes. Here we
go. I'm not going to stop once I start, just so you know.
Well, you will stop
because
I'll stop
such in-depth notes this time, guys. Each chapter, a full breakdown of everything.
Just remember, we don't have to go into like plot as much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But with that, let's start with a fun little plot.
Well, I knew what. Yeah. Okay. Go.
Good little flashback prologue moment here with her just kind of sitting by a tree and her little bonnet flies off.
Yes.
And I got really concerned at the start because once again, I didn't know any of the characters at the start. And she's like, I'm 16. And then I remember them mentioning something about him being like 30 or something like that.
What the hell?
And I was like, I'm already not going to be for this, guys. I'm already here.
Yeah, no. Don't worry.
Time out, guys. No victims here. And then she said something about like she takes pride about not crying in public, but like her bonnet like flew off and like right into Colin's face, you know? And I was like, it's meant to be. Here we go.
How embarrassing.
Good moments. My first introduction to Lady Whistledown. Immediately loved her. Immediately said, name dropping. I love it.
She's so iconic.
Absolutely.
Lady Whistledown, as you all know, is the original Gossip Girl. You know? It's true. Julie Andrews, iconic.
Oh my God, yeah. When she was doing the narrative, I was like,
isn't that crazy?
They get Julie Andrews for this.
Julie, I mean, Shonda Rhimes wrote Princess Diaries, so she already had...
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she already had like a relationship with Julie Andrews.
She just texted her like, hey, you want to make some money just reading some gossip?
And Julie Andrews was like, oh, well, yes.
Sign me up.
Yes.
Immediately.
Oh, it's such a good gig. Are you kidding?
The first way that she describes him in this prologue is just, he was nice. And I'm like, he's nice, girly. That's your standard, that he's nice?
Which I think is like, well...
The bar...
You know that the bar...
is the ground.
Sanders, you have enough girlfriends around you, girly friends around you to know that the bar is on the floor.
It's kind of great for me.
It's rough out here.
Because it's so easy.
Did you not just hear the tangent I went on?
I know, yeah.
Yep, the bar's on the floor.
It's great.
The bar's in hell.
It's great.
Yeah.
Great for me. He showed up on time? Oh my gosh.
I know. Wow.
He's marrying material.
Yeah.
It starts off with drama though, when Colin, Anthony, and Benedict, the three brothers, are kind of walking down at night.
Anthony.
Anthony? It's spelled Anthony.
I know, but we say Anthony.
We say Anthony. I guess I will too.
Yeah.
And he quickly goes, I'm not going to marry Penelope Featherington. And Penelope hears that, and it's devastating because she's already in love with him.
She's loved him from day one.
But they realize, oh, someone's listening. Oh, God, it's Penelope. And she covers this up really well, I must say. It's like, why would I be offended by that? I'm not marrying Benedict. You see how he's not offended by that? Like, I never asked you to marry me.
Well, we know that she's smart because she's writing all of it. Oh,
she can read.
Yeah. Well, no, and she can fucking write, you know?
Like that's the bar right now.
Like, we know that she's smart and we know she's witty. So she's like, bitch, as if I even care, even though she does care.
I didn't even care. I'm not crying. You are. What?
Which, I don't want to spoil the TV show, but no, just go ahead.
Okay, I'll keep going.
Okay, go ahead.
This is also the prologue where just each thing that was mentioned that really caught me off guard. Lady Bridgerton having 8 kids.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mama Bridgerton, Violet.
Violet, yeah.
I was like, 8?
8 kids.
Alphabetically named? Damn.
8 kids and no husband because he died.
Yeah, girlfriend was getting busy though.
You're going to see his death. Wait, you already did see his death, no?
No, that's Lord Featherington.
Oh, then you're not there yet.
Yeah,
sorry.
You're thinking of Featherington, not...
No, I'm thinking of Bridgerton, but I thought you said you haven't watched the first episode of season 2 yet?
I finished the first episode of season 2.
Maybe it's in the second then.
You're thinking of Featherington.
No, I'm not!
Penelope's dad, right?
No, I'm not! I know what I'm talking about!
Yeah, the Bridgerton dad is already dead. He's been dead. He's been dead since season 1.
Yeah, I know, but you get the flashback.
Oh, I haven't gotten a flashback yet.
Jesus, I know what I've been talking about this whole time.
We're arguing about the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah. I know the dad is dead. Anyway, so 8 kids, that's a lot. Couldn't be me. That's too many.
Yeah, they were in love and busy.
They were busy indeed. Yeah. That's a good prequel Bridgerton book to write. Just getting busy with those.
Well, there is a lot of...
Of course there is.
Well, I don't know actually, but there's like a whole extended universe that's being created. So like
the Bridgerton cinematic universe.
No, I'm like being so for real. Do you know that about Queen Charlotte?
The
TV
I
show
saw
Queen
some
Charlotte?
clips about that. I haven't seen it yet, but
it's really good and it's really sad. Like it's kind of devastating. But I think they're eventually gonna do like Violet, and I'm pretty sure there is a Violet story about like.
Perfect. Can't wait to watch it. Anyway, story really begins with Colin coming back from Greece.
I know, and I know that he literally texted me. He's like, Greece, woo!
Greece mentioned, hoorah.
Yeah.
Best country, best boy, best book. And it's it's a lot of hyping up Greece. So I like that. He's all like, dude, Greece is great. I'm like, yeah, it's got the sun. Take that, London.
Yeah. Because the whole thing is that he comes back hot. because he's always been like the cute, sweet little like nice
little fella. Yeah,
because he's the youngest of the oldest brothers. You know what I mean? So he's always been like the sweet, cute little sensitive Colin. But now everyone's like, he's so hot.
Now he's tan, ripped, tall, and rich.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else to ask for? Truly and completely.
I thought it was funny. There's a moment where they're like explaining that, hey, aren't they Catholic in Greece? And I was immediately getting mad, like, no, girly, they are not. And then Penelope quickly goes, no, I don't think so. I think, well, they're not Church of England. And Penelope goes, well, since they're not in England, I think that's okay. I think they're gonna pass on that.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I did like that.
That's cute.
That was like, woo.
Yeah. What else I'm so curious about these notes that you have.
I was so stoked when I found out that the names were alphabetical for the brothers and sisters.
It makes it easy to
I was just, thank God. All right.
Yeah.
B, second one. Cool.
But not in order of a television season.
Nope. That's okay though, because I can track that. My little pea brain can handle some of that.
Yeah.
So we're good.
Yeah, there they are. I could have done it without that.
Just so you know. Setup.
Yeah, I could have done it without seeing them. Because I've read them all.
Well, third generation spoilers.
Oh, that's all their kids. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's hella spoilers.
That's right.
Hella spoilers.
I did write that later on. That I was like, that's so many grandkids.
Yeah.
But anyways, they end up going to a little soiree for the start of the season. There's so many parties.
There's a lot of balls.
Get these women late. There's so many balls.
So many balls.
Let me tell you guys, lots of balls.
Hey, girl, please.
So many balls.
Lots of parties.
Oh, parties.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh,
I knew you were gonna
I thought we were talking about the gentleman.
Ay. So yeah, lots of
those. And then I got first introduced to Lady Danbury.
She's a bad bitch.
I fucking loved her.
We loved dating Lady Danbury.
I hands down favorite character probably.
Really?
Yeah.
What's interesting is in the television shows, I'm sure you've noticed, the Queen is in the show.
Yeah.
The Queen is not in the books.
Yeah.
But I feel like Lady Danbury I feel like they kind of split Lady Danbury's character kind of into two in the television show a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just as the role of authority and stuff like that.
Yeah. But Lady Danbury, she's a bad bitch. She's really slay in Queen Charlotte. In like the flashback.
Ooh.
She's really slaying.
Okay. I'm excited to watch that. I actually got so much more season to watch.
It's a lot. It's so good.
I liked Colin being like, don't leave me alone with Lady Danbury. I'll give you 20 pounds. And I thought, well, 20 pounds is 20 pounds. All right. I'd stick around for it.
I think that's something that they do so well, is like all of the relationships with each other in this book. And all of the Bridgerton books and the sibling relationships are so real.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, this is 18.
Had me chuckling.
13 or whatever. But it's so.
20,
okay, the first one is in 1813. So I was just going from the beginning. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
But yeah, it's funny because I'm like, oh, it's still relatable.
I can't relate.
You can't relate. You don't have any siblings.
Nope. Do you wish that you were alphabetically named? Are you the oldest or the youngest?
I'm the oldest. No.
You just be Addie?
I guess so. Adeline, that'd be
I thought you were going to be the second one. I'd be like, you're Batty.
Well, yes. Batty Mary.
Well.
Duh. We've been to that.
Better than Caddy.
Well, that's giving Mean Girls. Catty Heron. Anyway.
There's a lot of mean girls in this. Cressida.
Oh, yeah. Cressida's a bitch.
Nasty,
We hate Cressida.
Bitch.
Yeah.
All my homies hate Cressida.
Yes.
Then, a little bit of discussion goes down with the Lady Whistledown columns that have been going out for 10 years. Nobody knows who she is. Who could she be? Certainly not somebody in the room right now. Certainly not little Penelope Featherington.
Certainly not the Wallflower.
No. Could never be. No, surely not. So, Lady Danbury goes, 1,000 pounds to anyone who finds out who this girl is.
I if there's anything what I appreciate about this too is that I also am just here for the tea. And they all are just here for the tea. And that's so real. They would have thrived. I like Miss Penelope, you would have thrived during the age of Twitter.
If she had TikTok.
You would have thrived. She would have been one of those tea spiller, like, storytellers. They're celebrity. Yeah, like gossip ones. That'd be so
they're making their food while they talk about it
totally.
Real quick.
And we'd be enthralled.
Yeah, I'd be down bad. I'd be every time.
I love that stuff.
Times 2 speed. Let's go through it.
Yep.
This was my first false theory. I thought Colin was Lady Whistledown. Because I had no context for this, and I was like, this man is totally Lady Whistledown. Colin said something right after that I found funny. The dark brooding types get all the women.
Well,
According to, our book history, that is true.
That is true, but sometimes there is room for the light, cute, sweet little.
Usually he's ousted by the dark brooding one, though.
Usually, but I do think that there is a time and place for friends to lovers. And as I've said before, the older I get, the more I appreciate a friends to lovers.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
This is where, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But this is also where we found out their full ages, 28 and 33. And I thought, thank God, I thought he was 30 at the start of this.
No.
So concerned.
Yeah.
But
the ages too within the books and the television series are vastly different.
Okay.
They're all way younger in the show.
Oh.
They're like 22. I think he's 22 and she's 20 in the show. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Fun fact.
Colin was kind of upsetting me a little bit as we were starting off, just because he was complaining about how popular he's always been in his life to Penelope, and I was like, bro,
if anyone knows, she knows.
Time and place. Like,
Yeah.
Don't be complaining about being popular to this girl right now. It's like,
That is
it's
the typical
so
man
hard.
thing to do, though.
Just being the center of attention and like rich and getting to go to Greece and all this stuff. I'd be like,
we know a lot of people who just do shit like that. Are you kidding?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Yeah. And she's like, bruh.
They're walking through like a park, I think, at this point.
Going for a promenade, if you will.
Promenade. They do a little bit of dancing in Berkeley Square. That was cute. I was like, oh, it's cutesy.
Yeah. It's really
and he's like mad at her, like, why are you walking without a chaperone, like back to your apartments?
She's like, I'm 28 and old. I'm a spinster.
Yeah. She literally goes like, I'm not gonna get assaulted by a criminal. I'm 28. And I'm just like, girly.
Oh, it hurts so bad. What?
And I think that was like one of the times that I was thinking like 28. That's not old though.
I know.
That's
in those days it is. I guess.
Yeah, but like I don't know.
I'm like, what do you mean? I'm a 28-year-old teenager. Please. You know what I mean? I'm like, what do you mean? If I were to be married right now, I'd be a child bride.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Reaching that age where when your friends tell you they're pregnant, you can't go, oh shit, anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Did we talk about that?
I think so.
Okay, because just, it's like, oh yeah, no, mid-20s, yeah, you can have a kid right now. That's totally normal. You've been married for 3 years. Yeah.
I still feel scandalous when I like drink alcohol.
Like,
do you know what I mean?
Like,
I'm like, I'm going to get caught. Bitch, I'm close to 30 and I'm like scared about getting in trouble for drinking. Are you kidding me? That's so funny. You're deep in your notes.
Yeah, sorry.
I've never seen Alexandros be so studious.
I am locked in. It's been finals week for me. I've been nothing but studying and getting ready for stuff.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay, then say something.
I don't think I would have been able to be a fan of Lady Whistledown in all honesty, just because I wouldn't remember who any of these people are. Like in high society, it feels like seeing those posts about like so-and-so and so-and-so have officially broke up and they're just two random like TikTok stars that I'm too old to know about. So I'm just like, I could not care less about this.
But these people, I think something that you'd have to remember though is that this is like a group of, it's called the Ton. You know, the Ton.
That's right. They all know each other.
And it's just a group. It's like a little community and it's just them all the time.
That's true.
So they grow up and every season.
So the friend group just drama.
Yes.
Okay, I like that.
Same people, you know? It's like a workplace. So like where we work,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, that's a lot of people, but we're all in one space. You hear about so-and-so. You might not know them very well, but if you hear about so-and-so and so-and-so, you're like, wait, that's T.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah,
we're all on
I didn't think about it like that,
Oh,
I guess.
yeah.
No, I never mind. I'd be a huge fan.
Yeah. I'd be in.
When you put it like that.
Well, yeah.
Every time that they were discussing over tea, like, who do we think Lady Whistledown is? All I could think about was like, it feels like, do you remember Dear Amy?
No.
Or like Ask Amy or something like that, where you just search something randomly, not search something randomly, but it was like a forum where like you would ask Amy something and then Amy would give like her advice or something like that. It's like,
I think you mean Abby.
Is it Abby?
Dear Abby.
Dear Abby? Thought it was Amy.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know. Something you would message and then she would post like her reply or something like that and be like advice about like, here's what you should do. It was like Reddit before Reddit.
Oh, okay.
And all I could think of was like trying to figure out who. This feels like the equivalent of trying to find out who Amy is. Like, who is she? What advice is she giving out here right now? Let's go find her. So it just felt a little silly. But if you don't get the joke, then I guess
I'm sorry, you lost on me.
Hey, that actually is the next quote I put. Colin says, "I am utterly lost."
Well,
and then I said,
same.
"Colin's me."
Are we all?
Yeah, I'm always lost. I never know where I am, what I'm doing, what I'm talking about. Even when I wrote these down, I'm like, I don't know what half of this thing that I meant to say was. So I don't know if I'm gonna do notes.
You're doing great, Alexandros.
Thank you. I'm trying. I made you carry the podcast the last 2 episodes, I think. So now I'm trying to like recover a little bit and be like, all right, I'm excited for this one now.
You're doing great.
It's time for me to start being President Yap again.
Okay, President Yap. Keep yapping.
I'll keep going. Lady Whistledown had another little insert at the start of each chapter until she retires pretty much. And I could tell her voice was given kind of auntie. You know what I mean? Just like, good luck finding me, guys.
Cunty?
Yeah.
You just didn't want to say it?
Though, yeah.
Okay.
All right, cunty. There we go.
Yeah, period. Just say it. Who cares? It's our platform.
Yeah, true. And she was just kind of like, good luck finding me, guys. I'll never tell.
Yeah, no. XOXO.
Mm-hmm.
Gossip Girl.
Penelope goes to the Bridgerton house again to talk with Eloise, her little bestie.
Mm-hmm.
And while she's sitting in one of the sitting rooms, there's a little journal there that's open.
Yeah, this is drama.
Ooh. And she decides that's Colin's handwriting. Mm-hmm. Let's just read what this says.
She reads his journal.
But to be fair, I completely agreed with her thought process. He left it sitting there open. If you don't want someone to read it, you close it.
Well, yes, but it's also his place. I think it's crazy that she did that, but also if I knew, to be so for real, if I knew that a boy that I've been like down bad for like 13 years, I'd be like, yeah, I'm reading that. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
I'd be like, yes, ma'am. I probably wouldn't be so. Also, this is in this whole scene is like line for line in the show. And like she fully has it up. I was like, girl, at least be like la 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 la.
Yeah, she does that in the book though. She just kind of la la la's it.
Yeah, I'm like, girl.
It's like, my eyes just happened to look down at this.
Yeah, and he's like a beautiful writer, and she's like, ooh, I'm like, let's get Colin Bridgerton on the Smut Couch.
I related to him a lot when he was talking about Greece because I was like, he's literally me. When I came back from Greece, I was yapping about it all the time. I was like, hey, did you guys know I went to Greece? Do you see how tan I am right now?
Yeah.
Look at these pictures of the Acropolis.
Yeah, I heard a lot.
Rooftop bar. Look at that. Whoa.
I heard so much about that one drink that you had.
It was, guys, I went to a rooftop bar in Athens last summer. Mm-hmm. A for Athens, I think it's called. I had the best drink ever. I had a little
I've heard so much
comb of honey on top of it and everything. It was so good. It was delicious.
I love that. So she reads the book, and as she's reading his diary, she's getting engrossed and lost in the pages. Mm-hmm. He walks in and he's like, "What you doing, bitch?" And she's like, "I'm sorry, it was just so good, I couldn't put it down."
Mm-hmm. And she's all like, "Well, why'd you just leave it there open, trying to shift the blame?" And I was like, "No, hold on a second.
Like, it's my fucking house."
And then he's all like, "Where I was, people don't usually bring writings." And I was like, "You don't ever bring a book on the toilet, man? Come on." Or the chamber pot, I guess.
Yeah.
And I hate remembering that about
me too.
Romantic eras of, oh, you're shitting in a pot. That's right.
Yeah.
And you probably didn't even wash your hands. That probably wasn't even a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, the smells probably were kind of crazy.
Yeah. That's what I always think of, unfortunately, every single time like these passionate scenes are happening in these like period pieces. I'm just like, they haven't brushed their teeth, have they?
They don't have deodorant.
Yeah.
It's gnarly.
It's raw, stinky.
Oh, yeah.
And then eats a lot, so he's just whatever his meal is. Yeah.
And then, but as he's like mad at her for opening the journal.
He slits his hand open. Yeah.
And she does the thing, and they have a moment of like,
I'll help you.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, and this person be like, yeah.
I was laughing so hard because I was like, how did he cut his hands that bad? Because I didn't realize that he was holding a letter opener for some reason, so I thought he just like nicked it on like a paper cut or something like that until they mentioned the letter opener again. Mm-hmm. And I was like, bro, how's he gushing blood from just a paper cut?
I don't know. Okay, let's move because we've been doing this for a half hour.
We've been talking. I'm yapping like crazy. I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I said Lady Whistledown was kind of cunty with a K.
Yeah.
A little bit later because she says at the end, everyone has secrets. Gossip Girl, XOXO.
Period. I live for her.
And I love that. But this is where Colin starts realizing, she's kind of chill. She's not like other girls.
And yeah, he's like, she's kind of pretty. He's like, I noticed that she has a little bit of auburn in her brown hair, and she's got like these eyes that are so beautiful.
Quote that I saved, quite fun to play the part of the petulant schoolboy.
Okay.
And I was like,
that's a good one.
All right, well, write that down, Colin. You're going to need that for later.
That's a good one. Is this around the moment where she's like, I need help?
This is where Penelope yells at him a little bit because he's all complaining about what Lady Whistledown writes about him all the time.
Yeah. And she's like, all that she really says is nice things about you, and I'm over here as the overripe citrus fruit. And she's like, and I am the spinster with no prospects, right? Am I right?
Yeah, it's stuff like that.
Yeah, and he's like, well, sorry. And she's like, well, you be sorry because you are like kind of arrogant, low key.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm so sorry she writes nice things about you.
Exactly.
She being me, but like
Yeah. And then is this when he's like, okay, and because she's like, I'm a spinster, I'll never marry, but she's like, I want to marry because my family sucks. And he's like, here's the gag then, girl, I'll help you find a husband. And you know,
I didn't remember that part of it. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, that's part of it.
I didn't remember that. I thought that was season 1.
What?
I thought that was Simon and Daphne, where he tries to help her find a husband.
No.
Does that happen again here?
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all. Right over my head.
Bro.
So much for my notes, guys. So much
I'm
for
confused by your notes, low key.
I just kind of save quotes that I like and then being like the vibes that I felt while reading it. Like, just when she storms away after yelling at him and she has her monologue of like, that was kind of badass. I was like, go off, Queen. Absolutely.
Yeah,
you're so real for thinking your dramatic exit was that.
Well, yeah.
And then they explain what the miscommunication was with him saying that he won't marry Penelope. It's just that he had danced with her briefly because Cressida was being awful.
Yeah, Cressida's the worst.
And then the boys were just kind of jabbing at her. So he was like, no, I'm not going to marry her, guys, because I'm not getting married. But of course she heard. And now he felt
it's bummer.
a little bit bad.
City.
The next Prospect girls are going to start playing piano and stuff like that. They're doing their stuff at the next gathering of balls.
They all got to do their like talent. It's so fun.
And everyone's like, this ain't it, Chief. This.
Oh, yeah, that one, the like, the Smith Smythes or something.
It's like a carriage accident. You can't just not look. Eloise said that, and that's how I felt. My Instagram feed is literally just pretty much car crashes at this point. I don't know why. It's just dash cam footage. I don't know. Because I fall down these rabbit holes of like, there's no way.
I mean, those are kind of fun to watch.
Fun, I wouldn't say that word.
Oh, yeah.
They're addictive, definitely.
They are.
But I was like, no, I understand that. That's my
also, a carriage crash? That's gnarly. There's horses involved.
Penelope growls at some point while looking at Colin, I guess.
Well, wouldn't you? Looking like Luke, whatever his name is. That guy's so cute.
Yeah. Good little guy.
Good little guy.
I love the one girl who was up there with her fellow debutees.
Okay.
Whatever.
Debutantes,
yeah. Okay. That was like, we were shit, guys.
Yeah.
That was not it. That, guys, we suck. And she's the only one with a brain.
I think that's something that's smart that the TV show did was that all of the girls are competing to be named the Diamond of the Season.
Yes.
Because then it makes more sense as to why they're like, I mean, I get it that they're all like showing off their talents for husbands, but like to have the like backing of the queen, I'm like, okay, that makes this a little bit more interesting. Yeah. You know what I mean?
There's actual stakes now.
Yeah.
We go on a little bit more, but Colin shows up at her house to like chat a little bit. He always needs food. But this time he's panicking because he thinks his sister Eloise is Lady Whistledown. Yeah. And it's a whole thing. And I was like, I guess I was wrong. I guess it's not Colin. I guess it could be Eloise. Once again, I had no context for who any of these people were yet. I hadn't started watching it yet.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter that like whether it was true or not, because this is a real thing in life too. That's kind of sad that rumor matters more than truth. Like once something gets around, you can't really.
Yeah, as soon as something's said, it's
it. Like it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
If you can prove that it's not true, all of a sudden everyone's gonna be like, well, that's what people say. So, but this is where she asks him to kiss him.
Yeah, because she had like kind of a bit of a meltdown where she's like, no one's literally ever gonna love me. I'm gonna be a spinster for my whole entire life. I'm gonna die alone. And she's like, well, might as well.
Through it.
No, and I get it, you guys. I get it. I have those moments sometimes too. Okay, where I'm like.
You got one up on Penelope. You look better in yellow.
Oh, thanks.
That's why we're wearing yellow.
I'm in autumn, so that's why. But
winter.
Yeah, okay, work. Yeah, blue eyes. That usually means winter. But you also could be summer though.
Inbreeding in my genetics. What can I say?
You also could be summer though. Anyways, so what was I saying?
Penelope.
Like I get it though. Yeah. That is so like to be like I'm gonna be so alone. Literally, sometimes you will. I'll just spill my whole tea. Be like lay awake at night like, this is going to be my life forever. You know what I'm saying?
This is it.
It's just going to be me. Good thing I enjoy my own company. Good thing I think I'm hilarious.
Good thing I'm so funny.
You know what? I would never be so bold as to go up to a friend and go, please just kiss me so that I don't die having not. Like, that's wild of her. But I have to commend her.
She shot her shot.
And there's a moment, I don't remember if they say it in the book, but there's a moment in the show where they're like, once a girl's like lost all hope, she's gonna say like the most reckless things, and it's like Lady Whistledown saying that, and that's when she's like,
"Fuck it, we ball."
She's like, "Kiss me," and I think that scene is so funny too because she's like, "I can't." She's like, "I can't die. Like, I could die tomorrow having not kissed someone." And he goes, "You're not going to die tomorrow." And she goes, "And if I were to die without having kissed someone, it would kill me." And he goes, "You'd already be dead." And that was word for word in the show and the book. And I thought it was so good the way he's like,
so
"You'd
funny.
already be
You'd
dead."
already be dead, but I'll kiss you.
Yeah, but he does. And it was so cute. And it was really good in the show.
I love his narration for this part because he's literally thinking, she wasn't his sister. She definitely wasn't his sister because he thinks of her like a sister. Then he's like,
yeah.
I don't want to kiss my sister.
Yeah, because she's been lumped up
into a green flag, I guess.
Yeah, good
All
job.
things considered. Oh, yeah, you know what? Now that I think about it, I want to kiss her. So that kind of makes her not my sister.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I get it because they grew up together. And so finally, it took something happening for him to see her in a different light. Ooh.
This is where I found out how many Bridgerton grandchildren there are. There's 10 already at this point.
Already, and only a few of them are married.
There's 10.
Yeah, it's crazy.
For context, my grandparents on my dad's side, they had 7 kids. So like little Bridgerton startup right over there.
Yeah.
Except the 2 boys came last. So my dad is the older brother, but he's like the youngest. He's like still one of the youngest. Out of those 7 kids, guess how many cousins I have?
Do you not have a lot?
Just guess. How many cousins do you think I have?
5.
I have 1.
What?
I have 1 cousin. Only one other.
Wait, that's wild.
I know. The bloodline died out so fast. It's literally me and my cousin. That's it.
Wait, that's wild. Oh my gosh.
It's really funny. Everyone else was like, no, we don't want kids.
And that's valid. Anyways, we didn't need more of you running around. That'd be wild.
Penelope joking around, being like, ha ha ha, I'm not in love with Colin unless. Could be pretty fun.
Oh my God. I love their like journey of them both being like, no, but like, yes, yes. You know what I'm saying?
This is where I wrote down. Yes, I do know what you're saying. Sorry.
Thank you for acknowledging.
I acknowledge. I hear you.
Thank you.
Just sometimes my mouth doesn't acknowledge that it's heard.
Thank you.
It's 2 separate things that I have to process at times.
Well, yeah.
I'm 8 and 20. I'm an old maid and never been kissed.
Ouch.
That was
old maid. Would you
classify
classify me as an old maid? Don't look at me like that.
Hey.
Say no. All you have to say is no.
No.
Thank you.
No, I was saying I'm not going to say no to that.
Oh.
I got you. I'm kidding. No, you're not old.
Man.
You're not old. But you are 8 and 20.
Than him, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going
Getting
with your
up there.
notes, sir.
You got a few city miles on you.
Ew. Ah.
Don't worry. That means that. Never mind. I'm not going to finish that joke. But yeah, they're about to start kissing for the first time. At this point, because I'm sorry, I have it set up in the chapters, and they hadn't kissed by the end of that chapter right there.
Right. It's okay. Go ahead.
They start really kissing it up, and this came out of left field for me. I was like, oh, we got a lot. We got a lot going on.
To 100.
There's no in between in these scenes. I've found that it's just all of a sudden it's like, and we're tonguing each other.
I think that's the '90s mom smut of it all. It's like, oh no, let's go right away.
Let's go. Come on.
And I have to stand. We get there.
Good.
I love it.
It's a lot more nuanced now. I feel there's a lot more build up. To it.
Yes, exactly.
And tension. This one is, will you kiss me? Going at it.
Yeah. And I have to say, Miss Julia, she kind of ate with the smut, you know?
Why her name tasted so good on his tongue. That's a good.
I know, I swooned at that.
Because
Penelope is a good name.
Even if the fires of hell were licking at his toes, hated that one.
I kind of like it.
Licking toes, and I was like, as a general rule, I say no.
Oh, okay.
There's a moment where she says, please, like begging wise, and I'm like, I'd fold too there, Colin.
Oh, totally.
You're better than me. You held out longer.
Yeah, no, totally.
It was called a glorious kiss. New word that I found out in this chapter, sororicide.
Oh, I know.
I was like, that's a fun word.
Yeah, sororicide.
I'm gonna go commit sororicide right now.
You can't commit sororicide.
I know, I can't. I'll never be able to
can.
commit. I'll ask my mom to get on that maybe, and I'll be like, hey, can I commit sororicide?
I can. You can't.
I can't do it.
Don't worry.
But yeah, he confronts Eloise. Eloise is like, I'm literally not Lady Whistledown. Your hands are always covered in ink. It's because I'm writing letters to someone.
Yeah, and that's I love the
that was a good twist in the second epilogue.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Lady Whistledown then retires because she's like, well, we know it's Penelope.
Yeah.
But she's like, I don't want Eloise getting in trouble for this, blah, blah, blah. So I guess I'll step on down.
Mm-hmm.
Brothers were turning on sisters. And that's why I thought it was Eloise, because I was like, that's crazy. That's too specific. And I was literally never thinking Penelope up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
Then Eloise was like not showing up to parties because she had a headache or something. I was like, no, she's literally Lady Whistledown. Oh my gosh, guys, she widowy Whistledown.
I can't. That
She's
must
widowy hitting the Gwitty as Witty Whistledown.
Oh, enough of that.
We're
that
done
must
with
have been
that?
so wild. Reading it, not knowing.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Danbury called Colin an oversized brood. I liked that. That was funny.
I liked how in the show they had him looking like a pirate.
This little arg moment.
Yeah, they're like, this guy's a swashbuckling world traveler. Let's dress Colin up
He's
like
literally
a
been
pirate.
to one country.
No.
Oh, he's been around now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all
been
right.
around, and he has been around.
He's been to Greece. He's already seen the best, guys.
Mhm.
Guys, if you're gonna go anywhere, go to Greece. It's the best place ever.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Period.
Bring me along too.
Yeah, you could be a tour guide.
I'll go back. I'm not a good tour guide. I can't read or write. But
Oh. Okay.
it's a different alphabet, and I forgot it.
Can't read or write. Just end it there. Bye, guys.
Oh, guys, it's time for me to confess. I can't read. I started a book podcast as a bit. I can't read.
No, you do a lot of you do a lot of audiobooks.
I do. That's just because like it's easier for
I
time,
know,
so I can finally do my laundry.
Yeah, valid.
Great. This is where we finally get to the big reveal of who Penelope is, though. Because
Oh, right, when she's in the church.
Cressida comes out, Cressida Toomley. Bitch, fucking hater.
Yeah,
we
we don't
hate
like
Cressida. Cressida sucks.
They kind of are giving her a little bit of a redemption moment in the show.
Boo!
I'm kind of like, I couldn't care less.
Boo! We need more people to hate.
I know. I'm like, I like
Boo!
hating her.
We need valid reasons to hate people.
Yeah, I'm like, she's just a bitch. Let us hate her.
Her 8 head from her tight bun in the show.
That bitch is. She's beautiful.
Yes.
She's got the
Actress,
longest
amazing.
neck in the world. It's crazy.
They do her up in just
And
the
the
way that
way-
does her so dirty.
No, and she's beautiful. I'm like, they make this girl look wild. It's crazy.
I can't believe they do that to her. That's so rude.
They do it to a lot of people.
But she comes down and is like, guys, I'm Lady Whistledown.
Yeah.
And Penelope's like, well, I'll be fucking damned if I let her
yeah,
get away
so
with
of
that
course
shit.
even though she retired, she has to do one.
She writes one more fuck
Y'all
you.
really thought.
Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
I'd out myself before I let someone
It's
come
so
around
good.
saying that I'm fucking Cressida.
Cressida of all people.
You're out of your goddamn mind
Yeah.
if you think that's who I am.
But then of course, as she's trying to go about her business and get it published, she runs into Colin.
He sneaks up on her while she's leaving her secret message for her publisher.
Yeah.
And he's like, what is this? Gasp?
He's so gagged and so mad.
Mm-hmm. I even wrote down, I don't believe this bitch is Lady Whistledown for Cressida.
Mm-hmm.
Here at this point.
But he's like, okay, well, don't do that. He's like mad that she is Lady Whistledown, but he's like, I can get over it. But please don't publish this. Just let people think that you're Lady Whistledown or whatever. And she doesn't really answer him. And then is that when they go in the carriage?
This is the carriage moment. So he takes her back into his
carriage. He's like,
carriage.
okay, let's go.
We're taking you home. I didn't like this part where he was mad that she was walking alone by herself and stuff like that. But I guess it's just the time.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like women can't be unaccompanied.
Mhm.
I'm like, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
I was getting up for her like, hey, yes, she can.
He has a major temper. And I'm like,
out of nowhere. And I was like, oh, that's a bit of a red flag.
I don't really, that's where I'm like, okay, this is kind of giving 90s.
Colin is kind of like whatever for me.
Mhm.
So I think I'll like him better in the show where they
he's so
they adjust
sweet in
that
the show.
attitude a little bit.
I love
more.
him in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so down bad.
Good wholesome boy. Like in season 1
No, he's
when
sexy in the show.
what's her
He's
face
very
tries to get him into the marriage and stuff
Mhm.
like that and like tries to seduce him and he's like, I wouldn't want to dishonor you. I was like, attaboy, Colin, good
The
answer.
gentleman.
Good answer.
Yeah, but then he gets
These hoes ain't loyal. Don't fall for it.
when you eventually get to season 3, episode 2 of season 3,
Mm.
y'all know what I'm talking about. That moment with
Mm.
Colin, I was like,
Mm.
he's
Yes.
getting around.
I was on episode 5 by this point, by the way,
Mm.
when they finally get to the carriage and everything. So
Yeah.
I'd had a lot of reveals at this
Oh,
point.
okay. Yeah, so they're in the carriage and then they're like kind of arguing and then of course the arguing gets into like steamy moment time and they're like they kind of start,
They
in the
really get
carriage,
into it.
like really get into it in the carriage and they're like, they did this almost word for word in the show.
Yeah.
Not to sorry.
You're good.
But they're like going to their houses, you know.
Yeah.
And they like get there, and he's like, "Can we just drive for longer?"
Yeah, let's do another. Because they
like,
show up in front of the house, and he's like,
and they're like
crap,
in the middle,
start fixing everything up, like, oh, shoot.
He's like, "Can we go for another lap?" And they're like, "No." And she's like, "I look a mess, whatever." And then this is when they're like getting out of the carriage, and he's like,
"Wait, are you gonna marry me or not?"
Yeah, marry me. And she's like, "What?" And then she falls out of the carriage.
Huh?
Anyone who's watched part 1 of this 3rd season,
yeah. I loved this moment with the Featherington family when he walks in to like announce, like literally right after the carriage, they walk on in, and it's like, oh my god, it's family reunion. No, don't. And they walk in, and he's all like, oh yeah, Nigel Burbrook is here. Does he do that stuff in the book?
What?
With Daphne? Does he do the stuff that he does in the show?
I can't remember. So. But yeah, we don't like Nigel Burbrook. No, I think he does, because I think that's the whole reason why, like, what's his
Simon
name?
punches him.
Yeah. So But her family's just a nightmare.
Yeah, Mama Featherington.
She's a bitch.
She ain't getting it.
She's a bitch.
She ain't. So they're really trying to set up, I think it was Felicity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Felicity with Colin, because Colin's like, I'm here to ask for one of your daughter's hands.
Yeah.
Ask for your daughter's hands, he says. And I'm just like, you're being vague. They're going to think Felicity.
Yeah.
They're like, go show him your watercolors. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't like that.
Yeah. It's a bummer, because you see, like, you can so clearly see how Penelope's always been like the forgotten one.
Background,
the one in the background, the one who's like, the mom never had much like hope for her. And so she's like, no, you couldn't be talking about Penelope.
They do, I will say, they do have a sweet moment after it's revealed that Colin's like, why were you bringing Felicity in here? I'm talking about Penelope. I want to marry Penelope. Yeah. And Mama Featherington is like, word?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the sweet moment they have afterwards is that, like, when she's like, I just thought that we'd be the two of us together growing old and stuff like that. And I'm like, that is a sweet way to look at it, I guess.
Yeah.
Where it's like, she always thought that she'd have her little buddy with her, but like, she's not holding her back or anything for this opportunity.
Yeah.
Obviously.
It's like but she did that. She
was doing that
fucked
shit.
Up about it.
That's some therapy required right there.
Yeah. Like, it's giving like, I thought you were going to always take care of me, which I think she says in the show. Mm-hmm. And it's like, she's got to live her life.
She already been taking care of you. She gave you that, like, all her Lady Whistledown money.
That's a gag, isn't it? Mm-hmm. That she gave her all of her money.
She rich.
Mm-hmm. Businesswoman.
I was really hoping that everyone would just figure out that she was Lady Whistledown all of a sudden, because that would be always lazy writing to me. When it's just like, now that the audience knows, all of a sudden everyone else starts figuring it out. I'm like, no. So I feel like they handle that very well, where no one finds out until like Cressida, and it's a very good reason at the very end.
Yeah.
But
one complaint that I have about all of the Bridgerton books and some of the television series is that they really skip over the weddings.
Yeah, I noticed that. When they got married, I was like, huh?
They do that in season 2. Not to spoil, but
they skipped the wedding?
Mm-hmm. They skipped their wedding, yeah. And I'm like, if they do that for this one, I'm going to be so mad, because all I want to see is a wedding. And it doesn't have to be long. I just want to see them, like, I want to see her walking down the aisle. I want to see her in the dress. Mm-hmm. Like, and I don't think that's asking for too much. And they barely talk about, because they also.
I didn't even know they got married, I'm going to be honest. Like, all of a sudden, they got married. And I'm like.
Because they rush it, because they, like.
I know they speed through it, because
they're like, we could have a child. Yeah.
They were surprise smutting it up.
Yeah.
Hold on. Where are we? Yeah, so Colin's always eaten every single time, and I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, he's hungry
throughout this. So every single time that they're like having down talking about the wedding, he's like, "Do we have any snacks, any food?"
Yeah.
He's always eating little sandwiches and stuff. Have you ever had a cucumber sandwich?
Yeah, they slap so hard.
They're so good. I did a show. Have you seen The Importance of Being Earnest? I read it. I did that show as what's his name? Algernon?
We're both theater kids, in case you didn't know.
Yeah. Surprise. Algernon's his name, right?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. The guy who's not the second lead guy.
Okay.
I can't remember. It was years ago. But for it, I distinctly have trauma. This is gonna be a trauma dump here.
Okay, trauma dump.
At the end of this.
Trauma dump.
The props director for the show just kept stacking so many sandwiches on this tray, cucumber sandwiches with mayo, everything. And I had to finish the whole tray by the end of the scene, because there's a bit where I have to say, why don't we have any sandwiches? We gotta get sandwiches for the guests. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, she would always put like 15 sandwiches, like little cube sandwiches. And I had to eat them in like the span of 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
While giving full monologues and everything. So I'm like double fisting them the entire time. That like halfway through the run, I was like, why do I've been begging for less.
Yeah.
And then the props director finally goes, oh, I don't know why I kept putting that many on. I'm like, for the love of God, just put like, just 10 or something. Come on, just something that, because I'm so
crazy.
full. And I'm like, because it's mayo too. So like,
oh my God.
Yeah. What are you? It's stuck to the roof of my mouth every time.
That's gnarly.
And they were good. They were made well though, to her credit.
I love a cucumber sandwich.
But just, whew.
So you're giving.
I couldn't do what Colin does. That's
you're giving
all I'm
Colin,
say.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. At their wedding, Cressida gets invited, which I liked because Colin did that just because so Penelope could gloat a little bit.
Yeah. Period.
Be like, haha.
That's good for that. Mm-hmm.
Bitch.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't, thankfully, because she's better than that.
Yeah.
But like better than me.
Period.
I would have been like Elle dancing on her, like, what's up?
Yeah. I also something that I think is interesting about these books is that they don't end with them getting together. There's a lot more after. And that goes for all of the Bridgerton books.
Yeah.
No, not really the second one. But
Okay.
but they all like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get a lot of stuff about their lives together, which I appreciate.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that kind of happens here a little bit because they get married.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
My brain doo-doo.
Yeah, I appreciate that about this one, but they don't really do that as much with the Anthony and Kate, but
Okay.
yeah.
I'm more of a chase guy myself anyways. For like when I'm reading these, I like the chase part.
Yeah.
So, at their engagement party though, Lady Whistledown releases an extra column and it's just the, hey, I'm not Cressida. Fuck that bitch.
Yeah,
I hate her.
and Colin's not happy about it.
Colin was like, we said let her take the fall. And she's like, well, no, you said that. And that's where I was on her side. I was like, no, you cut her off.
Yeah.
You didn't let her talk.
Period.
Mm-mm.
And this is when he takes her into his like room.
Yeah.
And he's like talking to her, and then of course as every argument goes between the two of them, it eventually ends up with them like
I thought they were going to talk about this like in a corridor and someone was going to overhear about the Lady Whistledown thing. So I was like, thank God they went into the room.
Yeah,
oh my God.
And this is when they're like in front of the mirror.
Yeah, no, Spice Time. The quotes I have are pictured 100 different pairs of breasts, like while thinking about her.
Yes.
Yeah, in front of a mirror, but not
beautiful.
now.
That part's beautiful because he's like, I never knew you would be like. He says something that comes across as kind of backhanded. He's like, oh, you're more beautiful than I could have ever thought, and she's kind of like, so you thought I was ugly? And he's like, no, it's just not what I pictured. And she's like, so what did you picture? And then he's like, everybody that I ever pictured never came close to you. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cute.
That's good.
Right? It was
That's
so
a good
beautiful.
one.
I'm like, good save, bro. Good save.
Other quotes I have are, he already knew he belonged to her. I promise I will like it all, is what she said in response.
Because this is when she's like, because she thinks that he married her kind of out of like
in the set duty
obligation and stuff, and because like they enjoy each other's company, but she never thinks
I
that
was
he
rolling
loves
my
her.
eyes at this, like, bro, you both clearly are into each other. Enough with this.
But I think that you're forgetting her POV of it all, where she's like grown up loving him for so long, and she's never had that type of attention on her before. Because where I can understand where you are never going to assume, like as far as for me, like I will never assume anyone is interested in me because you have to directly tell me. Because I'm never going to assume. She doesn't think she's good. That's the whole gag. She doesn't think she deserves it.
Yeah.
She doesn't think she's worthy of it. So she's never going to assume it. Even though it's obvious to us, that's the part of it. That is the whole thing. Because they both are so insecure in their own ways. She's so insecure because she's like never grown up. Like she's grown up never having had these experiences and always thinking herself of a certain way because of like her family and society. He's grown up in the shadow of his brothers, and he's always had to be the charming, cute one. Whereas like deep down, he's like, I don't think I'm good enough too. And he thinks he has to be this like charming, that's how he comes back, because he was always boring little younger Bridgerton boy, and he has to come back as like brawny, like slay, hot guy, and he's like being a ladies' man for a while, but it's only him covering up the fact that he also doesn't feel good enough too, which is so beautiful about them finding each other, because they grew up alongside each other, both like in this, seeing each other have these experiences that they both think that they are so alone, but they weren't. They were experiencing the same things, just like parallel to each other. And this is when you finally, like, I'm passionate about it. I told you.
I know, I like it.
This is when you finally see, like, oh, like, it's just that they needed to acknowledge that they both are seen. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because she's not going to assume he's a boy, first of all. So he's kind of a ding dong.
He's 33.
Well, yeah, but
a man.
Sure. But like, she needs to be explicitly told.
Yeah.
And I understand her needing to be explicitly told. And so does he,
I got you.
And it's beautiful.
All right. Fair enough. That was
so nice. I said all that, and all you have to say is fair enough.
Fair enough. I agree. I was silenced. I understand. I was like, oh.
Yep.
I was wrong.
I mean?
I was checked.
Now we're like,
right.
yeah, okay, because obviously we know where the story is going. But I think that that is the character development, is her recognizing that she is good enough in herself and she is worthy in herself. And that is what I was talking about, and what's going to be the like thing about the show that like cracks me open, that is about like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because everyone's worthy of that. Everyone's good enough for that. But sometimes it's hard to recognize that in yourself. And that's how she feels. She's 28 and old.
All right. 28 and old. 8 and 20. No prospects.
Yeah.
Old spinsters at 8 and 20.
So
wearing yellow.
When he finally is like, no, I'm doing this because I love you. I'm like, oh.
That was good.
Yeah, she needed to hear it.
Yeah, once again, the smut in this part comes out of left fucking field. There's the mirror, all that type of stuff.
He's like, we don't have time to do everything I want to do in front of the mirror right now. And I'm like, oh my God, work. It's so, he's good with his lines. Ooh.
He's got a few. So
yeah,
they move up the wedding. Just because he really wants to get it through. They do that.
And because there could be a possibility of a child.
Yeah. His pullout game weak. Come on, Colin. Come on.
Oh,
this isn't season 1 where Daphne's so confused by everything. Come on.
That's
I hated
part
that.
of season
hated
1 that I think, and book 1, that is a little bit scary.
That's so infuriating to me. Just like, tell this girl how it happens, for the love of God.
Yeah. And it's just a little wacky. Anyways.
But anyway, after they're married, happy, yada yada, they try to get maybe Colin's journals published a little bit, but Trouble in Paradise, Cressida shows up, and she's like, I know your secret. You're going to give me 10,000 pounds.
Which is crazy for the time.
Couldn't be me.
10,000. It made me laugh when she's like, I don't have 10,000 pounds. I have like 8,500 pounds, which is more than enough for a person to live happily for multiple lifetimes. I was like, hello, I wish. But she's like, girl, she's like weighing the options of like, I could give her the money, but also like, I don't really want to.
Never give in to blackmail.
Yeah,
because then you're set. You're stuck.
Yeah, but also she's like, she recognizes that she has the Bridgerton name attached to her now, so she has a different like reputation. She doesn't want to ruin the Bridgertons. Also, the Bridgertons have a lot of money. So she's like, what should I do? Possible. Yeah. But no, I love the way she's like, I'm going to bring this to Colin. And he's like, no, I'll handle it.
I'll take care of this.
Yeah.
And the way he takes care of it, so funny, where just at, whose party was this?
It was Daphne's.
Daphne's just random ball.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, by the way, my lovely, beautiful wife that you guys all know, Lady Whistledown. Blah, blah, blah. And Cressida's like, no, I was going to do it. Yeah. No.
But I think this is so beautiful because she's grown up like the black sheep of her family, and she's grown up feeling not good enough in her own family. But the way every single Bridgerton, even like the in-laws,
Simon and
like
stuff,
the way they're like, oh no, we got you. And
Slow
they're
clap.
like, it's okay. And the way Lady Danbury's like, you better work.
Go off, Queen.
Like, it's so good. And I think that this book can be very surface level a little bit, but I think like once you like really go in, you're like, no. Like, she never had that community before. She never felt like she could, and it's just her. They all appreciate her for exactly who she is. And they're all like, no, like that's kind of, even though that's crazy, girl, that was amazing what you did.
You definitely appreciate this more than I did. I think you just relate to it so much more than I do. I don't ever wear yellow, so that's why I can't relate to it. I guess that's the only way. I know, that's just for this though.
Yeah.
Amongst other reasons, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. I like how much you resonate with this. And
it also was my second time reading it.
See how clearly you're like, this is great.
Yeah, I just think it's, because it is like a silly little romance book, just like everything that we read.
Yeah.
But
doesn't mean it doesn't resonate.
Yeah, and I think that it honestly resonates more because of the show. And because of how much more fleshed out the show is. Because I think that the books, to be honest, Julia obviously used Slade, but I think that the books are very like they're like a skeleton compared to the show.
Yeah.
You know, because it's so much more. Like I said, is an ensemble piece. These books very much only focus on the couple that is
in the book,
yeah. As opposed to like everyone else. But like the show makes you care about every single character from day one. You know, like we've been looking at Colin and Penelope since
Season
2020.
1, yeah.
I think that's when the first.
Well,
season
me
came
since
out.
last week.
Yeah, but me 2020. You know, like I've been watching this slow burn forever, and so it's like, you know, like this is my Super Bowl.
You've been waiting
truly
for
and completely. And I hate Netflix for splitting it up into 2 parts.
I hate how everyone's doing that.
Yes,
now.
because it
awful.
ended. The last episode was so good, and it ended like, and I'm just so excited. And I think that Bridgerton. I think that what it does is amazing. I think what Shonda Rhimes does is amazing because it takes this very like I said, like bare bones, but also just because it's all like boring white people. But what this does for like representation too, in every sense of the word, there's deaf representation in the new season, as well as
what representation?
Like deaf.
Oh, deaf. Gotcha.
Yeah. Do you think I said deaf?
I think you said dev.
Oh, deaf.
I was like, what is that?
And then there's also like people in wheelchairs. Like it's just so. I think that it's so cool, and it's just so like lovely. You know what I mean?
I do.
And it's just seeing all different types of people and all of their love stories. I think it's so beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah. That's me.
That's good. Yeah, that's how it ends. Then the epilogue. There's 2 epilogues, I guess.
Yeah, because I don't know if you heard what
Yeah, I did.
said. Yeah, she just kind of kept updating it with like other books after all the books came out.
But you know, the epilogue's not crazy. Eloise just goes and kind of elopes essentially. She like runs on
away,
off.
yeah.
And because she was in love with someone.
Which I wonder if that's going to be the next season or if they're going to do Benedict finally.
I do Benedict.
I want
to see Benedict.
Me
He's
like
a silly
everybody
little guy.
else though, but we all want Benedict to be gay. That's what we're all writing for.
Well, he's bi.
Yeah, but we want him to be like end up.
Has he
with
not
a
done
guy.
anything with a boy yet or no? Oh, not yet.
Well, because there's vibes in the first season.
Yeah. Nothing in the second?
Or the third thus far. And so we're all hoping that, because his Benedict story is a Cinderella story. It's like a poor girl named Sophie, and he like gets sick and she helps him, whatever. But I think come on.
We're waiting.
And they were like, no, that we're gonna have a gay story. Don't worry. So I'm hoping.
I think they might do that with Eloise then, because I think she was given. a little bit lesbian.
I don't know. I don't know. I think.
Okay.
I think that'd be too on the nose.
That's.
Yeah.
Too much then.
Yeah.
But I think that's it for Bridgerton, romancing Mr. Bridgerton at least. Anything else that you wanted to say?
I could go on and on, obviously, but I just love it. And if you guys love it, please let me know. Let me know your thoughts on the new season.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I'm so down bad. I'm gonna literally keep watching it until the second part airs.
Well, all right. Thanks for tuning on in, guys.
Thanks.
Are we? Do we know what we're doing next, or
no?
we don't know what
I'm
we're
gonna
doing
say we
next?
don't know what we're doing next. We might have a really crazy guest. So
Stay tuned. It'll either be Dramione or a crazy guest.
Yeah. So and also you're going out of town, so we got to figure that out.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say.
Oh, yeah,
that's right. Before I sign off, to anybody listening to this, if you're going to the Colorado Starfall Ball that is happening on the 25th of May, I believe, come say hi.
He'll be there.
I'll be there.
He'll be there.
I'll be there. I'll be there, decked out. I got my purple contacts now for a little Resand moment.
Okay, wait. When are you gonna do your hair?
I'm doing my hair in the next few days. Yeah, enjoy the hair, guys. It'll be gone soon.
Yep.
It'll be that's it for me.
Okay.
Gonna have to change my artwork so that I have black hair instead.
LOL. Okay. Well, that's it, everybody.
Coming on by.
Love ya.
Enjoyed it.
Bye.